When I first came on the trip, I was 12 years old, and I remember saying, a fishing trip to Idaho. One, why would I ever want to go to Idaho? And two, why would I want to spend my time there fishing?
My first thought was, I've never heard of Idaho. I didn't know what it was. Fly fishing, I thought that it was something completely different. I'm not the type of person to get down in the dirt and go fishing and hunting, so I wasn't very excited for it. But it's really changed my perspective.
When you're on the river, it's almost like a forceful rest, and I think that we can find so much healing in just the act of restfulness. And as simple as that sound, On River Time offers that for kids. And when we're in the chaos of life, or when we have house parents leave, or we have a biological parent pass away, or we have a biological brother or sister that's in and out of jail, and you come to a place like this and you're loved on by so many people, and you get to experience true rest in God's nature, these kids can just find confidence knowing that there is peace in the midst of chaos.
On River Time exists to present moments to kids that we believe change their lives and the path that they're on. You know, I was abused as a child when I was young, 6 or 7 years old, and I never really told anybody about it until I was into my mid-30s. My soul was lifted on this river, and I wanted to be able to share that experience with these kids who many have had the same experience that I had. And it's not about the fishing. I think the fishing is just a way of connecting. I think it's the fact that somebody actually cares.
I cannot choose one favorite part of the trip, but the wisdom that's been poured into me on this trip is amazing, and I appreciate it a lot. I've got to grow in my relationship with God on this trip, and I'm so happy to be surrounded with people who have a relationship with Jesus and can just teach me more about Him and how to grow in Him and become more like Him every day. I definitely think that this trip has helped me figure out more about myself even, and how I act around different people. And it's been amazing to see different people who come from the same situation that I do, and it's cool to interact with them.
Going house to house, place to place, not knowing where you're gonna sleep at night sometimes, not knowing when your next meal is gonna be, not knowing who's there for you and who's not. It's really nice to know that, there's this group of people that do care and that do want you to have the best time and you to realize that you are cared for and that you are loved.
So my main fear was getting close to people, because growing up in Palmer Home, throughout it all, I had different house parents come in and leave. And so it was kind of hard. I get close to one set and then they leave and I have to restart. So it's like that fear that I was gonna get close to someone and then they were just gonna leave. And then the idea of throwing it into a fire to release it was just amazing to me. I could feel relief. As soon as I threw it in there, it was like, wow, I don't even feel that fear anymore, really.
It's just amazing that these kids are allowed to come together in a safe place with adults who care, with children who are just like them, and face that pain and deal with it and have an opportunity for healing and move on, and then have fun experiences and go fly fishing and see the Grand Tetons and go whitewater rafting and all of these other things.
Just being able to grow closer in a relationship with fellow believers and putting away things that held us back, like our shame, our guilt, our fear, just kind of relieved me and just made me glad about who I live for. And I'm able to take back home what I've been taught here.
When I think about the moments that are really going to make a difference, and I see what happens here in 4 or 5 days, it's the difference between a life that's confused and disoriented versus a life with purpose. And that to me is all the difference that makes all this investment worth every bit.
You're seeing complete differences in trajectory for their life. And so we're just so thankful for the opportunity that each and every one of our kids gets here.
And when you give to On River Time, it's not just taking them fly fishing or going to see the mountains. This is such a transformational moment in their lives. It's beautiful, and I'm just so thankful to be part of it.